everyone, and happy Monday. Welcome back to the channel where we're talking some more Switch 2 news because why the heck not? I mean, it is January. It's kind of a slow news month for video games and slow controversy, just slow things to talk about. I got to stream more and do more shorts. The shorts are working. Thank you, new subscribers this past week for subscribing to the shorts. But yeah, Switch news. So recently, Phil Spector, Xbox boss Phil Spector, said that he had reached out to Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa after the Switch 2 announcement. I gave him a big congrats and said, "My old eyes appreciate the large screen. We're really looking forward to supporting them with the games we have. Their innovation and what they mean in this industry, I just always applaud the moves they make." So, I mean, we kind of already knew that Microsoft stuff was going to come to the Switch too. I mean, after all, things like Cuphead, Ori, Minecraft, those are just the ones off the top of my head that are Microsoft Studios, are on the Switch already. And Diablo 3, but that might have been before the acquisition of Activision, so a little fuzzy on that. And plus, for the European Union, they did have to pledge 10 years of Call of Duty to Nintendo and PlayStation. So we kind of knew those things would be there. But yeah, it's just cool to hear, coming straight from Phil, him saying, "Hey, we're supporting." We even reached out to the Nintendo president, and we are supporting the Nintendo Switch too. So I mean, that's good news if you like Microsoft games and you're going to be purchasing the Switch 2 and you don't have an Xbox, or you don't plan on getting whatever the next Xbox is going to be, to know that you can get those games on a Switch 2. It's pretty cool. And then I was watching our good friends over at Inside Games, Bruce and Lawrence, and they were talking about just news stuff in a sense, but they also reported on that Inside Extras has claimed that several Xbox titles may come to the Switch 2. Confirmed titles potentially include Diablo 4. I think that's kind of a no-brainer. Diablo 3 was a huge hit on the Switch. It would make sense Diablo 4 would come. Fallout 4. Will I buy Fallout 4 again for the Switch? Maybe. I would much prefer a remaster of Fallout 3 coming to the Switch too, but Fallout 4 maybe. Starfield. Starfield, I mean, with the updates, I've heard it's gotten better. I have it on Game Pass. I was about halfway through it, and I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Something like that. So that doesn't really move the needle for me, but my move for you, I'm just speaking for myself here. And then Flight Simulator 2024. So yeah, those are some cool games coming to it. Also rumored the Master Chief Collection. Be nice if we got just like all the Halo games, the Master Chief Collection 4 and 5 and Infinite coming to the Switch 2 as well. Though I wouldn't mind replaying the first 3 Halo games over on the Switch 2, just doing it on the airplane or the train or whatever. So that's pretty cool. I'm just trying to think of like other Xbox games. I think, if they're going to bring like something like Starfield or Flight Simulator over to the Switch 2, I think the door is open for pretty much everything in the Microsoft playbook. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if we didn't see Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts ported over to the Switch. Maybe not like, a full port, like physical release, but like $15 in the eShop. The Conker's Bad Fur Day remake, remaster. I think it's called Reloaded, so I think it's a remake. I think they made it from the ground up. I don't think they just remastered the N64 version. So seeing that coming over to the Switch, or just Conker's Bad Fur Day, the original N64 coming to Switch Online, would be very enjoyable. I think there's a ton of Activision stuff they could port over there. I mean, Tony Hawk, obviously, though. Tony Hawk, and I think all the Crash games are already over there pre-acquisition. So not something they could do there. I'm just, it would just be really cool. See a lot of Bethesda games over there. Skyrim for the 100th time going over there. But, maybe we could get Elder Scrolls Online playing on the Switch. Things like that. So I think Phil basically confirming what we already knew. Kind of thing that they're going to develop games for the Switch and we're going to get newer games for the Switch, I think is very exciting. Because it kind of confirms what I felt with the Switch in general, that the Nintendo Switch is not some side thing. Like, I think a lot of people, when they talk about the console wars. It's Sony versus Microsoft, and for whatever reason, Nintendo's over here in its own little world. And I think that's kind of done by Sony loyalists, because if the Switch is over here, then the PS4 and the PlayStation 5 are the best selling consoles. So, you keep the Switch over here. And I think Xbox fans just don't care. They're just like, hey, we just want games to play on our Xbox, please. And again, I'm not poking fun at anybody or anything like that. Just, you play what you want to play. But yeah, so if Nintendo's over here in its own little corner, then Sony fans can claim that PlayStation dominated this generation too. When, even though Nintendo doesn't go for the hardcore graphics and the latest and greatest hardware for their systems, to me, it's not, people don't, if you're only going to buy one console, you're not going to buy a PlayStation and whatever Nintendo's making, or an Xbox and whatever Nintendo's making. If you want that Nintendo system and you're only getting one system, you're getting that Nintendo system. So it's kind of one of those things where, yes, kind of the Wii and the Wii U, you really only bought it for Nintendo games. But the Switch, completely different animal. Not only do you buy it for, your Marios, your Zeldas, your Splatoons, your Pikmins, your Kirbys, don't forget Kirby, and your Donkey Kongs. You're also buying it for your Squaresoft games. Square's put a lot of their games out on the Switch. Capcom has too. Microsoft has as well. So you're getting the third-party support for the Switch as well. And it's not just, last-gen games. It's games currently coming out for the modern system. So, it's not in its own corner here. It's right in the mix. So it's a major player, and I think Switch sales kind of take away from Xbox sales. They kind of take away from PlayStation sales. When you're only going to get one, or maybe you get two systems, and you bought the Switch for your Mario games, but that means you might only get an Xbox, or you might only get a PlayStation. So it's definitely not in its own category up here. It is in the mix, and I think with this new Switch coming, because we've already talked about on this channel, and many other channels talk about the diminishing returns for graphics. Now, graphics can only get so much better currently without, having astronomically expensive systems. And even then, it only improves it a little bit. So the Switch, from all the things we've heard, 1080 in handheld mode, up to 4K on the TV, as well as AI-assisted graphics engine, graphics card. It's going to compete. It's going to compete with the Xbox Series X. It's going to compete with the PS5. And we've already heard rumors, and again, they're rumors, take them with a grain of salt, of the Final Fantasy VII remakes coming to the Switch. Final Fantasy 16 might be on the Switch. So, and I think, with Flight Simulator, with Starfield, the latest and greatest coming from Xbox, if those can run on the Switch too, just about any other console game should be able to run on the Switch too, and run well, not like a Mortal Kombat 1 fiasco that we got with the Switch. So I think the floodgates are going to open for the Switch too, and I think we're going to get a lot of good games there. And I think so much so, and I think this is going to be very pro-consumerism, or pro-consumer, I should say, because if the Switch 2 can run those PS5 graphics, can run those Xbox Series graphics, and you're getting your Xbox games on there, not your Sony games, but you're getting your Xbox games on there, that might be the only system you have to buy. And latest rumors are it might be as low as $350. I don't think so. I think $450 is going to be the price, but there's a couple rumors out there saying $350. So if you don't have a PS5 already, because you couldn't get one right away, and then with the economy tanking, you didn't buy one when they were available. Switch 2 coming in lower than the PS5, and you get all the Nintendo games, and you get your Xbox games. That's gonna be a pretty freaking good deal for consumers out there. You're gonna save money. And not only will you have, all the Nintendo games and the Xbox games and the third parties, but if you want to spend what is, as of now, $50 a year for the online expansion, you're going to get NES games, Game Boy games, Super Nintendo games, Game Boy Advance games, N64 games, Sega Genesis games. I think that's it. I think that is all the systems on there. And there, there's rumors GameCube might be coming. Maybe my wildest speculation, we get Saturn and Dreamcast games. I would love that. Because it would just make it easier for me to play those systems. Because you can't say, I forgot I changed the camera, so you can't see my systems for the CRTV. But we got Dreamcast, we got Saturn, we got N64, we got GameCube, we got PlayStation. And then over On the big screen, we've got GameCube, 64, all the mini consoles as far as Nintendo, Famicom, Super Nintendo, Genesis. We got a Wii U, we got a Wii, we got a PS5, we got your Xbox Series X, we got your Dreamcast. Um, but obviously, I don't have that many HDMI ports on the back of my TV, so it's like when I want to play certain systems, I gotta plug and play and things like that. And it's not always the most fun way to do it. Sometimes I'm like, I really want to play my Dreamcast, but then I'll look like, oh, I gotta get back behind the TV and unplug something and plug the Dreamcast in. Nah, I just play the Xbox, or I'll just play the Switch, kind of thing like that. And I think my PlayStation 5's unplugged right now, so I'd be like, if I want to play Final Fantasy, it's like, I gotta plug in the Xbox. So yeah, getting Dreamcast and Sega Saturn games up on the Nintendo Online would be fantastic for me. Since I ordered the flippy drive for my GameCube, that would be my luck. The Switch 2 will have all the GameCube games. Like, oh, I paid money for this thing to play my ROMs on my GameCube, and I didn't need to because they're on my Switch. But I do GameCube. It's kind of funny. GameCube and N64 games are two systems I need to play with the original controllers. I need to order the Bluetooth N64 game controller for my Switch, because playing some of those N64 games with the Pro controller, which is not readily available for me to show you, oh, it's a pain in the tuchus, let me tell you. And then a lot of GameCube games, it's just like trying to play them without, when I've played a couple of my ROMs on my Lenovo Go, it's not that easy. So it's like kind of like, if we get a Bluetooth GameCube game, if we get the GameCube there, that would be fantastic. So there you have it. Phil Spector has confirmed, he hasn't said what, but he has confirmed Microsoft will be putting games out on the Switch too. And let me pull that quote back up. Did he say developing? So we might get new stuff. I gave big congratulations. Appreciate the larger screen. No, just says supporting. Okay, supporting them. So not developing for, but supporting. So we are going to get games from Microsoft there, which again, something we kind of knew was gonna happen, but this Phil saying it. So, oh, I should say, sorry, I didn't cite my source. Culture Crave on X is the one showing this, and he is quoting Gamer Tag Radio. Sorry, I'll have the tweet. You will have already seen it because this is past Josh talking, and future Josh is going to put the tweet in the video, so you'll already seen it. But yeah, I wanted to make sure I cited that one because I forgot to when I read the Phil Spector quote. So cited, we did a good job, and Boss Coffee sticker. So yeah, so there you have it. Don't forget to vote in my poll that I've got on the community page, going to Japan soon. And I want to know what content you guys want to see. I've got a list for you can vote, and you can comment if I don't have something listed that you want to see in Japan. We're going to be a couple days in Tokyo, going to go to Osaka, Nara, Kyoto, Kobe, maybe some of the surrounding areas over there, because I've been to the northern part, I've been to the middle part, and things like that. So we are going to explore the southern part, where I have been to Kyoto, and for whatever reason, I thought Osaka was further away from Kyoto when I did my first trip. Stupid error. Look at a map, Josh. And I thought Osaka was further down, closer to Hiroshima, so I didn't venture all the way to Osaka. So I'm looking forward to eating all the good food and drinking all the good drinks there. But yeah, go ahead and vote in that community poll, and let me know what kind of content you want to see, because I do plan on filming some stuff while I'm there, and probably attempting a couple IRL streams. Like Keenan and I have already talked. We're going to do some IRL game hunting while we're there, and we're gonna do some IRL beer hopping while we're there. We're gonna stream us hitting up some bars and having some drinks. Maybe hanging out with some locals, like learning more about Osaka. Because one thing I have learned from my Japanese friends and from my trips to Japan, when you're in different parts of Japan, much like the United States, even though Japan is much smaller, you're in different prefectures. It's like being in very different parts. Like, people have very different ways of going about life. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to do it. As we get closer to it, I'll be talking more about it and the plans we have for the channel while we're in Japan. So that will be exciting. So thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're up to 379 now. I want to get to 500 before the end of March. That's when the trip is. If we can get to 500 subscribers, that would be fantastic. That's the dream right there, because then we become monetized, and then we can start making money for the channel and doing fun things with the channel, with the money, because 500 and 1,000 subscribers ain't going to make a lot of money for the channel. It's just going to make maybe I can buy a better web camera than this little Logitech for when I do model building and Lego stuff. So anyways, thank you for watching. I'm rambling now. Sorry, it's been a long day. I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed now, but have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.